Hi everyone, it's Paul here from Rawsome Healthy. How are you doing today, guys? Now in today's video, it's going to be a little review of Koh Samui. We've been here for just over a month now. We just wanted to give you our review of the island, what we like about it and what we don't like, positives and negatives. Okay, so we're going to get some mangosteens here. We're going to get 7 kilos for 100 baht. And you'll see all these sorts of trucks dotted on the side of the road. They're farmers, bring their produce down onto the main streets and just sell them. So this is a really good deal. As I said, 7 kilograms for 100 baht. So.
And you'll find lots of these trucks along the main road around Koh Samui.
Keep us going for a couple of hours.
One of us.
One of us, yeah. So, first off, let's start with the positives. The airport here, I have to mention, it's a lovely little airport, a really nice airport, very relaxed, and let's be honest, these days, as most of us are aware when we travel by plane, airports can be quite stressy places, so it's a real pleasure to come to a little airport like the one here in Koh Samui and to just experience just a nice relaxed atmosphere. So it's a very pleasant little airport, worth coming to just for that. Second point I wanted to make is the beaches and the sea. Beaches are beautiful, the golden sands are just fantastic, the water's nice and warm, it's clear. Beaches are lovely here, they really are. We haven't come across better beaches than we have here in Koh Samui, so worth coming here for the beaches alone. The next point is transport. You can hire bikes here, you can hire a car, you can get a taxi, and I think you can hire push bikes as well if you want. We bought our own push bikes, we've got our own road bikes, so that's another great thing that we've had on this holiday. Exercise, another point I was going to make, we can go on the country roads here because there's plenty of country roads. There's not that much traffic on them, so you can take your bike and go for a good long ride. So that's fantastic as well, because the main roads tend to be a bit busy, and they've got some huge drains in the middle of the road, so you've really got to watch where you put your wheel. You don't want to be coming off your bike. So there's plenty of country roads, and as I said, they're fantastic. They're really, really good for going out on your bike, on your push bike. Next point I want to make is accommodation. Accommodation here, there is so much options for you, so many options for you, and the price varies considerably, so it really is worth shopping around. This is what we did, and to find out the best prices. So you just literally got to hunt around and ask people, see the signs on the side of the road, go in and ask. The next point I wanted to talk about is pollution. We've been to Bangkok, and everybody knows that Bangkok can be pretty polluted. We've been to Chiang Mai several times, and it is really a fantastic destination for any fruities. The only downside to Chiang Mai is that it can be quite polluted. So comparing Koh Samui to those two, Koh Samui is much better, it's much cleaner, so you haven't got that airborne pollution that you have in those two cities for sure. As you can see, there are lots of different fruits, everything from bananas to salak or snake fruits as they're called. You've got red dragon fruits. There's a little lady there walking around with us.
Yes, she's fascinated. She loves fruit.
She does. She loves fruit. She really does. Yes, there's plenty here. Rambutans, mangoes, and there's some papayas here on the end I can see. You've got your coconuts. Okay, so let's talk about the downsides now. Now, the fruit situation has been quite tricky for us, I have to say. When we came here, we could see there were lots of bananas. I thought, great, fantastic. So we stocked up on bananas, and I don't know how many bunches we bought. We bought a lot of bunches, and the whole lot were just full of bugs. So we had to compost the whole lot. I don't know how many we had, probably 20 or something, big bunches of bananas. So that was quite disappointing. Since then, we've struggled to get bananas which haven't got a lot of bugs in them, so that's been a real issue for us. So there are markets around. I have to say that the markets aren't abundant in fruits when compared to something like Chiang Mai, so they're not overflowing with abundance. Sometimes you go there and they'll have some ripe mangoes, other times you go there they won't. You can get things like papayas. As I said, bananas have been very buggy here for some reason. So fruit situation is a bit of a down here, I have to say, and because of that we probably wouldn't come back. That saying as well, You have to travel around quite a bit to get the fruit. You will find vans, depending on the season of course, of what's growing, on the side of the road, you know, selling mangosteens at this time of year and rambutans. And as I said, there are markets here, but they don't tend to have everything in one place, so you really have to move around. So it does take a bit of time shopping. So, you know, most days, not every day, but most days I'm out for at least an hour, perhaps a bit longer, going around getting the fruit. So that does take a considerable bit of time out of your day as well. The next point I wanted to talk about is it's quite touristy here. You know, if you've been here before, you'll have realised that it is a very touristy destination, and some people like that and some people don't. You know, if you come here to relax and stay here for a good length of time, then you might find it a bit difficult. Because of the atmosphere. It's, as I said, it's very touristy, so people come here and they stay for a little bit, then they're off again. So if you don't like that, then I wouldn't recommend coming to Koh Samui because it's a very touristy feel. So the next point is vegetables. Along with the fruits, vegetables are being a bit tricky as well. We do like to eat organic. There is some availability of raw project vegetables. We could get these from Big C. But other than that, there isn't really. There is hydroponic, but obviously they do add chemicals to hydroponic vegetables, as we understand, so that's not really ideal. So it's been a bit of an issue as well with vegetables if you want organic vegetables, non-sprayed vegetables. The next point I wanted to talk about as well is the visas at the moment. Apparently, we found out that you're allowed to stay here for 6 months in total, then you have to leave and stay out of the country for another 6 months before you're allowed back. Now, whether that's going to stay for the short term or the longer term, in regards to the situation here, political situation here in Thailand, I don't know. But at the moment, that's how I understand it. So you're in here for a maximum of 6 months, then you've got to leave for 6 months. So for some people, you know, that's not good because they want to stay here a lot longer. So you have to make other plans, go somewhere else, another fruity destination. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Please like the video and share it. Eat sweet, be fit, and Fruity Papa will see you again very soon. Have a great day. Bye.